everybody, Coach Sean, the Rip Grandpa, and over a decade ago, my wife Karen was diagnosed with colorectal cancer, and we thought it was a death sentence at the time. The radiation treatments severely damaged her ovaries, forcing her into early menopause, and she started storing all kinds of stubborn fat in unusual places like her upper belly region. And no matter what we did, the traditional methods of doing more exercise and cutting carbs and eating healthy weren't working. And so I took a deep dive into how hormones work. So inside this video, I'm going to teach you how to take total control of your hunger hormone ghrelin. I'm going to teach you how to optimize and boost the two hormones that control the speed of your metabolism and regulate your body weight, your thyroid and your leptin hormones. So without further ado, let's do this. So the first thing that happens when you go into a calorie deficit and you start a diet is you're going to increase the hunger hormone ghrelin. We all know that hunger and cravings are the death of any diet. The second thing that happens is you're going to start tapping into and potentially using muscle tissue as a fuel source. And the third thing that happens is your metabolism is going to slow down through a process called metabolic slowdown where you burn less calories every day. So you can see these three things can be a nightmare and sabotage any diet. If you get hunger and cravings, you're going to fall off your diet. If you lose muscle, you're going to look skinny fat. If your metabolism slows down, you're going to burn less calories. Well, there's a simple solution, and that is increase your protein intake. It can overcome all three of these obstacles because when you eat adequate protein, your body releases something called PYY, and PYY suppresses ghrelin levels. In fact, one research study showed that those who had more protein in their diet had 50% less hunger and cravings at night. The second thing adequate protein does is it prevents muscle loss and it increases muscle protein synthesis. In fact, one research study showed that dieters who consumed 20 to 40 grams of protein an hour or two before bed had increased muscle protein synthesis. In other words, they gained more muscle while they slept. They also woke up with more stabilized blood sugar, meaning their body was more in a fat-burning environment upon waking in the morning. So if you're a female, I recommend 20 to 30 grams of protein about an hour or two before bed. And if you're a man, the sweet spot in the research study shows that 40 grams is the sweet spot to increase your muscle protein synthesis while you sleep. Now, this is really only the beginning because having adequate protein in your diet not only will keep ghrelin at bay and decrease your loss of muscle, it'll also increase your metabolism through something called TEF, the thermic effect of food, also known as DIT, diet-induced thermogenesis. So just the act of eating protein and your body digesting that protein actually increases your body's calorie burn up to 30%. So protein is the only macronutrient that can actually increase your metabolism on a diet. So how much? How much should you have? Well, if we looked at all the research studies and we pulled meta-analysis, which compiles multiple studies together to get a true picture of what we really need, if you're an exerciser, the sweet spot is 1 gram per pound of your ideal body weight. So if you're a female, you weigh 150 pounds, you want to weigh 130, you have 20 pounds to lose, you want at least 130 grams on a daily basis, and this is the sweet spot that will help you with all three of these dieting pitfalls. So the second thing that happens to your body when you start a diet and you put your body into a calorie deficit is that you suppress two of the hormones that will help regulate your body weight and control the speed of your metabolism, your leptin and your thyroid hormones. Now, the solution is fun, and it's gonna allow you to better adhere to your diet, and that is to eat more carbs. You just have to time them the right way. My favorite strategy is to go low carb, super high protein during the week. I go moderate fats. And then on the weekends, I lower my protein intake a little bit and I up carbs, and I intentionally eat lots of carbs because foods like white rice and potatoes contain the glucose molecules that are building blocks of thyroid and leptin hormones. By strategically adding high carb foods like rice and potatoes and ripe bananas into your diet every single weekend, you provide your body with the glucose molecules it needs to rebuild these hormones. Now, what is this going to do? It increases these hormones to speed up your metabolism further and prevent that metabolic slowdown. So it helps work with protein during the week to do that. And then it also increases your thyroid hormones. Remember, if your body cannot adequately convert T4 into the active thyroid hormones T3 so your body's cells can receive and use it, it will slow down your metabolism even further, causes that brain fog, makes you feel like crap. Every Saturday and Sunday, strategically eat more clean carbs, and if you want to have a cheat meal, I recommend that you just don't binge your stuff. That is fine, but make sure that cheat meal contains a lot of these high carb foods. So white rice, you got potatoes. I love ripe bananas as a choice. Any type of quinoa, you got oats, you got beans, you got lentils. So any of these high carb foods are gonna help you reset these leptin and thyroid hormones every single weekend so that you can prevent the metabolic slowdown and the hormonal decline that happens naturally from dieting. So before I close out this video, I want to share a quick story with you that will help you succeed long-term with your weight loss goals. You know, back in 2008, it was right after I sold my personal training studios and I started an internet business, and I saw all these other fitness gurus online doing it. I thought I could do it all on my own. I saw what they were doing. I'm like, hey, I can do this too. So I started Googling stuff. I started watching YouTube videos, and I started to do it on my own. 3 years later, I was still broke and failing miserably. In fact, it got so bad, we started living off my wife's inheritance, and it put an unbearable amount of stress on our marriage till we started drinking too much. We started fighting all the time. I eventually separated from her. We filed for divorce, and I ended up living out of the trunk of a Chevy Cavalier at 40 years old. I was sleeping in my mom's basement at 40, all because I tried to do it by myself. You see, I think there comes a time in our life where we need to get help from other people. And the second I finally decided to hire a business coach, my business exploded. It did what we call in business a hockey stick, because I decided to get help. So don't try to do it on your own. Find someone to help hold you accountable, whether it's us or somebody else. Get a coach, get a mentor, and hold yourself accountable. Now, if you're interested in being held accountable and you actually want to turn your weight loss hope into weight loss habits, go ahead and click the link below in the description and set up a call with my team, and we'll walk you through the process. We'll customize a plan tailor-made for your gender, your age, your current hormonal condition, so that you can get guaranteed results. Now, as always, time is our most precious commodity. I mean, life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer it gets to the end, the faster it goes. And I can tell you at 51 years old, every year gets faster and faster. So thank you for taking precious time out of your day to watch my videos, and God bless.